Obituaries are sponsored by Colonial Funeral Home and Stokes Chapel, Fair, Ray, and Perry Spencer Funeral Homes, Boone and Cook Funeral Home and Crematory.
David Malloy, 54, of Reedsville, died Thursday. Private funeral services are Sunday. Perry Spencer Funeral Home in Madison is in charge of arrangements. Robert Searcy, 81, of Eden, died Thursday. Private funeral services will be held later. Perry Spencer Funeral Home in Eden is in charge of arrangements. Dorothy Beach died last night. Arrangements are incomplete at Fair Funeral Home. Daniel William Daly, Jr., 89, of Eden, died Wednesday. A memorial mass service will be announced later with full military honors and private interment at St. Paul the Apostle Catholic Church. He was born in Albany, New York, was a graduate of the University of Maryland with a Bachelor of Science degree, and received a master's degree from NC State University. He was a U.S. Naval Reservist from 1948 until 1953, and later served active duty in the U.S. Army from 1953 until 1955. He was a member of St. Joseph of the Hills Catholic Church in Eden and retired as a loan specialist from the USDA in Greensboro. Survivors: wife Patricia N. Hedford Daly of the home, sons Daniel W. Daly III of Pinehurst, Patrick Daly of Graham, Christopher Daly of Greenville, Timothy Daly of Knoxville, Robert Daly of Greensboro, and Kevin Daly of Brown Summit. Sean Daly of Greensboro, daughters Kathleen Daly Heckman of Raleigh, Mary Finch of Greensboro, Shannon Swain of Denver, 24 grandchildren and 11 great-grandchildren. Memorial contributions may be made to St. Joseph of the Hills in Eden or St. Francis Prayer Center in Stoneville. Fair Funeral Home is serving the family. Memorial services for Tammy Lynn Sanders, 52, of Reedsville, will be held Sunday at 3 o'clock at Boone and Cook Funeral Home, observing social distancing guidelines. Harry Wilson, 75, Martinwood Road, Eden, died Thursday. Arrangements are incomplete at Boone and Cook Funeral Home and Crematory. Funeral services for family and close friends of Jacqueline Bradshaw Handy, 83, of Madison, will be held today at 11 o'clock at Colonial Funeral Home with social distancing guidelines and interment in Ridgeview Memorial Gardens. Healing begins at Roselawn Memorial Gardens, Ashley Loop, Reedsville, and at Reedlawn Cemetery, Barn Street, Reedsville. Follow us on Facebook.